Hey, my friend, this is Nestor. And has this ever happened to you? You're driving along the road, everything is fine, and all of a sudden, when you get to your destination, you don't even know how you got there, right? I mean, I don't know how many times that's happened to me. I don't know if that's kind of dangerous, but when you're actually driving, I mean, it seems like you are paying attention for some reason, right? I mean, because if something does happen, you all of a sudden wake up or something. But it's just such a strange feeling to be able to get to your destination and not remember anything at all of what happened like the past 5 minutes or so, or like the past 10 minutes, right? But the only reason that I'm telling you about this is because I wanted to kind of tell you another part of the successful formula, and that's basically listening. Listening to your environment, being able to be aware to what's going on in your environment, and that's going to be very important when you start trying to reach your goals. And even in a personal level, I mean, listening to what's going on into your inner self and what's going on in the outer world is going to help you. But if you are in sales, if you are in a home-based business, if you are in any kind of sales type of business, listening will be one of the most important things that you can do in order to start getting sales. Because just think about it, when you're with a customer, you are basically just you're selling to them, right? You're not selling to them, I mean, to yourself, right? I mean, you already have the product, you're already in love with the product, probably you think that the product's the best, right? So you actually have to listen to what your customer needs are, because sometimes they don't even need the product. So you have to be honest and be like, you know what, hey, this is something you don't need, then it's something you don't need. But as you start listening, you can get hints about what people needs are, right? Just a little story, and this is a true story what happened, and it wasn't even that long ago. My wife and we went into Best Buy, and just because we were gonna get our Kicks, right? The Kicks is basically this little app that you download, and when you visit different stores, you can scan stuff, or just by walking into the store, you'll basically get your Kicks. And when you accumulate a certain amount of Kicks, you get something for free, like a Starbucks card or something. So it's pretty cool. So if you want to download that app, Kick something, I don't know, my wife is the one who told me about it. I'm not really sure. I just downloaded it, and I know I'm getting free stuff. But the whole point about this story is that I told my wife, hey, you know what, let's go to Best Buy, because we're gonna get some free Kicks just for walking in. So we walk in, right? We're walking in, and all of a sudden, this gentleman was right there and started asking us the question. I mean, he didn't say, he's like, how are you, and this and that, and then he just asked us a question. I wasn't even paying attention. I wasn't even listening, but he asked us a question. I know that, and we answered the question, and all of a sudden we found ourselves at his little desk area, and I don't even know exactly what he was selling, but all of a sudden I knew that I was interested. And it was basically because he was asking question after question and listening to what we were talking about. And all of a sudden I started noticing what was going on, and he is selling this DirecTV, the satellite dish, right? But my wife and I, we just started kind of like just selling ourselves into this thing because of how he was selling. He was just asking question after question, like, what channels do you watch, what this and that, do you like this, do you like that? And I mean, I even told him, I mean, you are one of the best salesperson I've ever seen, because he was actually asking questions and listening to what we were responding. So we ended up getting the cable, the dish network. So I mean, it was a pretty good deal. But the story is all about listening. I mean, I noticed how this salesperson, he was just really focused on what our needs were and asking questions. I mean, I noticed that he was asking more questions than he was actually telling us about the product, because he could have chose to be like, oh, come on guys, you're gonna love Dish and that, Dish TV, I'm sorry, it's DirecTV, and you're gonna love all this stuff, it's gonna be great, it has all these channels. Because he doesn't know us. So if he starts talking about channels, like for instance, when I go into anything like TV or anything kind of sales, and if it's a guy, the guy will always start telling me how you're gonna get, you can get the best sports channels, they have, right? And the reality is, I'm not a sports guy. I really am not a sports guy. I like playing sports, but I don't like watching them. I get bored watching them. I like watching the highlights, when they're doing the cool stuff, but I really don't like sports. I mean, I might be the only guy in the world who really doesn't like sports to that level. But if he would have been a regular guy like everybody else, and that's always what turns me off, right? But this guy, no, he's like, well, what channels do you watch, right? And he asked me that, And he kind of tried that. He asked like, well, do you like sports? And I'm like, no. Okay, so he right away, went to the next subject. But it was such a good thing that it just it made me feel and my wife feel like we were just drawn into the sale. I mean, we were just drawn. So I started analyzing the whole thing. I was like, what? Why did we end up? We were just going for kicks. We were just gonna walk in and walk out. Why did we end up spending like an hour or so in there signing up for the Dish Network? I can say Dish Network for DirecTV, and signing the contract, right? It was so funny because as I analyzed it, it was basically because this guy was really listening to what our needs were, right? I mean, we haven't had any kind of type of cable TV for years. I mean, my wife and I we've been married for 11 years, and I think in those 11 years we've only had cable TV for about like 2 or 3 years. So in a span of 11 years, we only had cable TV for about 2 or 3 years. I mean, I know you're probably going like, what do you watch? Well, I don't watch TV necessarily, right? I mean, I got the cable TV basically for my wife. I really don't watch TV. So it's just amazing how we just got, I call it suckered in, right? Because it does feel, I don't feel like a sucker. I'm actually really happy with my service. I mean, it's pretty good. We got a really sweet deal right here. And if you guys are interested, if anybody wants DirecTV, I can get you a good deal because this guy told me that if I referred anybody, they will not only will they get you will get $10 off your cable TV monthly payment. I will get $10 off my cable TV payment. So it's a good deal. If you want cable TV, just let me know, call me up or something. We'll do something. I'm pretty sure DirecTV is all over the country, so no matter where you are in the U.S., I'm pretty sure we can get a deal going. But hey, $10 off is $10 off, right? But so the whole thing is learning to listen, though. I mean, that's the way you're gonna start getting sales. Is learning how to listen more than what you talk. I always knew this concept, but I really didn't pay attention to how strong it was until it just happened to me with this guy. I try to listen and I try to do these things, but when it actually happens to you and actually experience somebody who's actually doing what it is about listening, you actually start getting the concept. Because when you're doing it, like as a salesperson, when you're talking to people and asking questions, you're always doubting yourself. Am I doing it right? Am I talking too much? Oh man, he's not gonna want it. So you're not really paying attention to what you're doing, So it's very, it's a very recommended. I recommend it a lot that you go out there and you start paying attention to how people are selling. And if you do happen to buy anything from now on, pay attention and listen to why you bought it. What got you to buy that stuff? What got you to buy that TV or that bed or whatever you bought, a car, because it's gonna give you a big hint about why the psychology of what people buy. So if you start listening to your own, reasons why you buy, you'll start kind of paying attention to what's going on and what's working and what's not working. So the next time you're with a prospect or a lead or anything like that, you're able to kind of understand what they're going through, right? That's the whole point. So now you understand why you buy, and most likely it's gonna be the same reason why most people buy. And most people buy because they feel like they need it. They feel like it's something that interests them. It's gonna entertain them. Many reasons, but the most people is just listening to what they have to say and asking questions. And those questions are basically questions for you as a guide to be able to guide yourself until you hit that point where, okay, that's why they should buy this. This is why they're gonna buy this, because they need it, because they haven't seen this or blah, 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 whatever it is, right? So like that, listen from now on to your surroundings, especially when there's sales going on and when you buy, and also when prospects buy. If your prospects buy, go back and start analyzing what you said, what's going on. And because they bought, that's why people do surveys, right? Asking them the question, like maybe like a couple of days after, like just how's it going? Yeah, are you satisfied with your product? And then start asking them things like, well, what got you to buy? What was that key thing that turned on and got you to say yes? Analyze that. Start asking questions. The more questions you ask, the better it is. So With that, guys, like always, share, like this video, because somebody out there might benefit from this video as well. So I always encourage you to like it and share it. That way other people can see it. And please, if you want, put comments on the bottom. I want to know what's going on in your heads. I want to know, what you guys are thinking about these videos that I'm making. That way I can start making more if it is actually helping you guys out. But if you guys are not putting any comments, then I'm not gonna know, right? So with that, thank you guys for joining me on this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is Nestor signing off.